Good day, DZMJ. Right now, we are here to interview His Excellency Ambassador Gion Gounet of the United Nations. Good day, Your Excellency.
Greetings from the solidarity belief of the peaceful community of the United Nations, and that goes the peace with you. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador, we're curious enough that on your upcoming project regarding the community of compassion, can you enlighten us regarding what is this project community of compassion is all about?
Right. Because you have to remember that during the time that Bagyo Odette came to visit us, so the provinces of, or the areas and islands of Surigao, main island, Siargao, and Dinagat Islands, the residents and the poor people were really affected and dilapidated. So, in summary, we have at least more than 300 families that are homeless and landless.
How's that 300 family situation right now? Because it's been a month ago that uh, some of our policymaker seems to be left out. Those the family there is feeling that they are left out by the society.
We have to remember that that is an island, and most of their livelihood is basic on fishing and agriculture. But mind you, what is the income and what is the output of these people in the daily sustenance? So, good thing if you may have to be in comparison with the Ukraine, they still can live in buildings. But these people live in bamboo poles, and their roofings are until now in banana leaves. So this is a long-term thought, well thought, even if it took some time already after the storm or the typhoon that visited us. Philippine Airlines came to contact us in my office, for it is their long-time dream to partner with a UN or United Nations entity. And it just so happened that out of their database, luckily, yours truly, our card was found in a long time. It's just like a jewel that was dig out of the mud.
The but
Yes. And so this will be a triumvirate offices. So the UN will spearhead with the policies and development and planning, and then the Philippine Airlines Mabuhay Miles specifically will be the partner and the funder, and then the orchestrator or the legwork will be done by our structure of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So they need not to hire people anymore because we are very much scattered and immersed to humanitarian service.
wow, it's a three-way in
Yes.
one, like a three in one. Regarding this pabahay, what will be the setup for the livelihood? Because even though we build the houses for the affected family, but how can they live without any livelihood to make the sustainable living in the island?
That is why the United Nations, to the Geneva Conventions, and we are aiming for a very good tandem and signing, which are awaiting in the future, that the mandate of the UN is to achieve the 2030 agenda on sustainability, correct? And it's not just building the house. The house is just a comfort, but the sustainability is how you feed the people, how they can sustain themselves, how can they stand on their own. So we have identified some projects that will be immersed or incorporated in the community. For example, like there is a source of water where the house or the property is located. So there is a source of water, and they can bottle the water and sell it. At the same time, the backyard is very green and spans, in meaning to say they can raise livelihood like mushroom productions, which turn into chips, and the soya production, soya beans, which can be turned into soya noodles, soya milk, which is very healthy and high protein in content, and also fruit production for dried fruits, just like in Thailand. And luckily, in the course of this project, we will be able to partner with the Kingdom of Thailand, loaning their technology with us in a private royal discussion as agreed upon.
Wow, it's very a big project, the collaboration, the synergy, not only for the Filipino people like the Philippine Airline Mabuhay Miles and their one of the religion, the Seven Days Adventists
Yes.
who work with it, also with the intervention of our Asian neighbor country, the Thailand. By the way, I'm curious, how will be this housing? Could the people will shell out for this, or it will be given free to them?
Well, you know that we are partnering with the entity of the UN. It should be given for free without any politics or economic agenda of any entity at all. So we have already identified the families at the start of 150 families to be benefited, but they have to be partners also in the livelihood program for the legwork and workmanship. So we have structured, I think, about 60 or 65 square meter house, which is a duplex. So the living condition will achieve also our goals under the Human Rights Council, that the people living in there will be healthy while they work and live in the community.
Surely that on this project we will achieve the United Nations SDG, the Sustainable Development
Yes,
Goal,
correct.
that will give not just a minimum amount. Usually on the Metro Manila or the urban area setting, on the relocation, they only given around 30 square meter, but this, they have the ample time, ample spaces to move in.
Exactly. It is quite a requirement, I think, even with the urban planning of the Philippines, or uh, the full name of that. Uh, it is required for the building of the houses to be in that capacity and in that kind of area. Whereas normally Philippines is very much friendly to the typhoons visiting us. I mean to say, every now and then we encourage our people to be resilient in overcoming this problem. But then also we need to attain the human compassion that is really to give without any entailing of any intervention.
By the way, have you coordinated this with the new department of our government here in the country, the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development?
Oh, the thing is that we are a private entity, and even in the signing of the tripartite agreement, we are not involving the local government. But of course, with due recourse, we need to pass through the protocols like the accumulation or participation of the permits and the licensings and etc. etc. That's the only thing that they need to participate with us.
So, Your Excellency Ambassador, we will assure that this project is purely non-partisan.
Exactly, as is being led by a non-partisan entity, which is the United Nations International Commission on Diplomatic Relations, Human Rights, and Peace.
Regarding, I'm just curious regarding who coined the project name Community of Compassion.
Okay. As I've said earlier, that we have been visited by many typhoons, and we're still are not able to give and deliver a good recourse to giving back the morality of our own Filipino people. Me per se, I am a Filipino. So I stand before it that the community of compassion is coined after the willful community, the willful volition of every human being to care for human rights. Healthcare is human rights care.
Very well said. Lastly, your message for the upcoming project in the three area on the Surigao, Siargao, and Dinagat Island people there. The 300 family should be the beneficiary. Your message to them.
You know, God bless us all in this project, because this is not for but this one goes to the entire Filipinos. And you, which are chosen slowly, I think there are already 150 qualified families. So let's work with it and break a leg on it, and let's deliver our sincerity to achieve our goals together as one family of this nation.
Very well said. You've just witnessed our interview with His Excellency, no other than United Nations Ambassador Gion Gounet on their upcoming project in the community of compassion in the three islands, the Surigao, Siargao, and Dinagat Island. This is MJ Aldina Balaguer of DZMJ Online, Makabuluhang Journalismo, your happiness channel.